Okay, now let's go over here. These are a couple of cool effects. Depth and rate, when you're not in tap divide, give you access to these sort of tape fluttery effects. If we move our tap control, or rather, sorry, if we move our depth control counterclockwise, there's a center detent here, we can select saw wave and different depths of this saw wave. Let's keep our rate up so you can kind of hear what this does. It kind of gets crazy if you wanted to. Now, if we go to the right of the depth center detent, and we choose the square wave, so you can kind of go from subtle tape flutter to some really intense effects using the rate and depth controls. Now let's back it up because I've got an expression pedal connected here. So as you can see, we've got a Moog ep.2 hooked up here. Any expression pedal with TRS like this will work. All right. Now you choose what parameter your expression pedal is controlling with the expression mode button. The first one here is a rate control. Now, rate right here is the rate of the tape flutter. Okay, now the next one here is the depth of that flutter. Now, we can also control feedback and delay. Feedback is particularly helpful because if you have your feedback sort of all the way up and it starts feeding back, you can always just lean back on this pedal. Depending on the polarity, you might also be pushing down on the toe. But that can kind of override any kind of crazy feedback that's happening just with a simple stomp of the foot. Like so. That's a handy thing. Now, a sort of more fun thing would be maybe delay, because then you can control delay time with this pedal. Okay, well that's fun. Now let's move on to the effects loop. As you can see, we've got two pedals hooked up in our effects loop. We're coming from the send into a Morpheus drop tune, which we covered in another video, and then over to this Whirlwind Rochester Series Orange Box phaser pedal. Let's bring the phaser pedal in first. Okay, so you can hear how that's kind of fun. Let's take that out. Even more fun, I think, is the Morpheus drop tune. We did cover this pedal extensively in another video. Basically, the setting I've got it on here is dropping the incoming signal by an octave. Now, if we turn it on, you can hear that it is dropping each successive repeat by an octave. that's a lot of fun. Now, with an effect like the drop tune, if we bring our delay time all the way 0, I mean, we're still getting a little bit of delay, but it's almost like a slapback reverb. But listen to what happens to our guitar sound. We turn into a slightly delayed octaver pedal, which is really fun. One more thing I want to cover here, actually, that I didn't before, is if you hold down the expression mode button here, you see these all light up. Now your rate button becomes a high pass for each successive repeat. Let's turn this effect off so we can hear what that sounds like. With rate all the way counterclockwise, there is no, it's basically the high pass is bypassed. The high pass is bypassed. Let's bring our delay down. But if we turn rate up, you can hear that each successive repeat has a more extreme low cut applied to it. So that's yet another sort of little extra thing that you can access by holding down this control. Let's bypass that again. So that was the Electroharmonix Deluxe Memory Boy analog delay. It's got a bunch of awesome features: an effects loop, tap tempo, cool little sequencer, expression pedal input for real-time control. It can be powered by 9-volt battery, so fits pretty easily onto any pedal board. It only runs about $180 street from most musical instrument retailers. So quite the steal. You've been watching GearWire.com. I'm Owen O'Malley. See you later.